Now on this idea of, are things a function? How do we tell if something is a function? So we talked a minute ago about, in another video, about how there's this one-to-one correspondence between your first set and your second set. When there is exactly one item in the range per item in the domain, this is called a function. So let's take a look at some other examples. So say, for example, we were looking at this list of numbers for our domain and this list of numbers for our range. Notice, both of these numbers in the domain go to the same number in the range. That's fine. This one goes to its own number. This right here would be considered a function. Whereas over here with this example, notice how even though both of these domain elements go to the same range, that's okay. The problem happens when one thing in the domain goes to two things in the range. This makes it so it's not a function. When looking at a set of ordered pairs, we can look at just the list of points, and then if any of the x values repeat to different y values, then it's not a function. If we want to look at a graph, there's a way to tell graphically also if something is a function, and it's what's referred to as the vertical line test. So the vertical line test tells us that if we are able to create a vertical line through our graph and have it only touch one y output at a time, it's considered a function. So something that would be considered a function would be something like this. Notice if I were to create a vertical line and go across it, at any given point, it's only going to touch one value on our graph. Whereas, if we looked at a graph like this, that has a shape like this, notice at any given point, there's a chance on a lot of them to touch more than one point, putting a vertical line through it. This is not a function. Even if it happens once over the entire graph, it's not a function. You have to be able to create any vertical line at any given point and not have it go through more than one point at a time.